guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video I got another deck profile for you guys, and this is going to be an update to my Traptrix deck. I've been having a good amount of success at locals with this particular list of Traptrix, and I've been very happy actually how it's gone. I think this is like my best list that I've put together of Traptrix in a long time. So and yeah, I think it's pretty good, and it's been doing me well at locals here and there. I got second at the Win-A-Box yesterday, which was nice, and I got first place with this deck at locals a couple weeks ago as well with this same list. So it's been doing really well, and it has been in a couple duel videos that you guys have seen on the channel, so if you guys want to check those out as well. So other than that, let's just get right into it. But yeah, if you guys don't know anything about Traptrix, they are a control deck with that focuses on trap holes and just other normal traps because you plus with Sarah off of those normal traps. And yeah, it's just a really underrated deck that can actually do good things under the right pilot. So other than that, we'll just get right into it. So to start off with the main deck, we're going to start off with three Traptrix Myrmeleo. This is where you remain searcher for trap holes in the deck, and that must be said about it. Its secondary effect is if it's special summon, mandatory effect, you target a spell or trap on the field to destroy it. So basically, if it even if there are no spell or traps on your opponent's side of the field, this thing will still activate because it is a mandatory activation, which is really nice. So it's a guaranteed way of getting your Sarah to trigger on resolution, which is really nice. So really good card, helps get your trap holes and everything to your hand, and just an amazing card in general. So the next three Traptrix Dionea. Dionea is the Monster Reborn of the deck. She on normal summon she is the Monster Reborn for the deck, and then on special summon she can target a trap hole, normal trap in your graveyard, to set it to your field, but it gets banished during the end phase of your next turn if it's still in the field. So really cool card, just essential, and just yeah, not much needs to be said about it. Same thing goes for Mantis. Just as this is the Traptrix Monster Searcher, so really good, and it has a quick effect where you can target a set spell trap on your field to bounce it to the hand, and then to set it to your field again if you so wish. Really good way of again triggering Sarah. Really good. And yeah, that's it for the Traptrix monsters in general. Main deck wise, you only run those three. They are the three best ones, and yeah, you don't really need to run any others. You could run Traptrix if you like, but it's just not really good in my opinion because it doesn't trigger Sarah very often, and the Penthes is just underwhelming, and same thing as Genlycia, that's underwhelming too. So just run these three of each, and yeah, they're the three best ones, and they should be running three at all times. And then for other support monsters, you got two Parallel Exceed. I used to run this at 3, but I bumped it down to 2. Just to fit in other things. You could run 3 as a comfort pick just in case you do open up with both, which means you can't even use it, which would suck. So you could run 3 if you like. I run 2, and it's been just working just fine at 2. Never really had a problem with it at all, honestly. I've never opened 2, thankfully. And yeah, it's really good card. Helps getting rank 4s in the field, and it's just easily made because of Sarah being your main link monster you go into turn 1. So if you have this in your hand, you can just bring one of them out from your hand, then bring the other from deck, and you got a free rank 4 right there, and just really good utility for the deck. So then next, 2 Iron Dragon Tiamaton. This is back in the deck after like months of not being in it. Really cool card. I'm glad I fit it back in there, and it's actually pretty decent in this format right now. So if you guys don't know what it does, it cannot be normal summoned or set, must be special summoned by the following effect. If 3 or more cards are in the same column, quick effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only use this effect of Iron Dragon Tiamaton once per turn. If this card is special summoned, destroy all other cards in this card's column. Neither player can use unused zones in this card's column. So it's really nice being able to lock out the extra monster zone of your opponent's field. So if you have Sarah up, so that means you have your that one extra monster zone taken up. So then you set up a column of 3, set up a column of 3 cards in it, which is very easy in this deck. Then you can get this guy out to put it in the extra monster zone column of the other one that's unused, and so now your opponent can't use it. It's nice because they can't go into Needle Fiber at that point. They can't go into like any of like Striker Dragon at that point. They can't go into any of their like powerful link monsters in the format. So it does have some niche applications in this format, which is really nice. And it's just really cool. It's a quick effect pop, honestly. It's a glorified quick effect pop as well, and it is a level 4 to help get into rank 4. So really, really cool card. It's very easy to summon. Some people walk into it sometimes, which is hilarious, but it's very easy to get 3 cards in the column in Traptrix because you can just like set a card in the spell trap zone. Then you have Sarah in the same column, and then if you're going to use Sarah's effect to bring out a Traptrix monster, you just put the Traptrix monster under Sarah, and there you go. You got 3 cards in that column to make your Tiamaton life. So very, very easy to get out, and it's just a really cool, interesting card, and it's been putting in work, which is nice. And then next, 1 Artifact Scythe, because we run Artifact Sanctum, so not much needs to be said on that. This thing locks people out of the extra deck, which is really good. And then 2 Ash. I only need 2 Ash in this deck. Hand Sharp Rise is the only, like, this and 3 Impermanence, and that's been doing me well. Ash is just the most used one, and the thing that's most versatile in a lot of matchups. So really, really good. You could bump up to 3 if you like, but I've been just fine with 2. And then lastly for the monsters, 1 Dark Magician, and then 1 Red Eyes, because we do run Dragoon. Dragoon is more of a, in this deck in particular, there's not a early game card for this deck. It's more of a late game card. And what I mean by that is once you get the board in like a controlled state where you're in full control of the game, you can then go into the Dragoon and then like kind of like clinch it at that point, because then you'll be so far in control that the Dragoon's kind of like that closer and everything. And that's why I use Dragoon in this deck. It's more of a closer-esque card in this deck than a early game like end of combo card. So yeah, I usually go late game Dragoon than early game Dragoon in this deck, and it's actually been really, really nice. It does end games, which is nice, and there have been some games where you do like have to sit on the Dragoon early, and it sometimes just wins you the game. That's because of how good Dragoon is. So it's too good of a card to pass up, and it's just been really nice in this deck. And then of course the 1 Red Eyes Fusion, which is self-explanatory. Most often than not, I've always just activated this. I've always opened the Red Eyes Fusion a lot of the time, and I just activate it the next turn after I get my Traptrix stuff done. After the first turn, which is kind of hilarious, but that's just my luck. But it's really, really good. Again, Dragoon, just amazing card. And then the 1 Double or Nothing, because you do also run Utopia Double, which is another one of your win conditions of the deck, because it's just 1 punch, and you just win from there, and you win games that you're not supposed to win, which is kind of hilarious. Now on to the bread and butter, which is the traps. So for Trap Hole lineup, you got 2 Floodgate Trap Hole, 2 Traptrix Trap Hole Nightmare, and then the 1 Gravedigger Trap Hole. So this is the Trap Hole lineup that I have been running lately, and it's actually been really nice. Floodgate Trap Hole is just the best trap hole of the deck, and it should always be in the deck at more than 1 copy because it's just too good. Gravedigger's Trap Hole, really nice. I did have it at 2 at one point, but then I cut to 1. Just because I only have, it's a very matchup dependent card. I feel like in some instances, sometimes you're not going to be using it very often. And that's why I side 1 in the side deck and everything, which we will get to in this video. But it is very like it's very like matchup dependent card, if I was gonna say anything about that. I mean, same thing goes with Traptrix Trap Hole Nightmare, but Traptrix Trap Hole Nightmare really, really good this format, just because there's so many cards in the meta that that activate when they're special summon, like Striker Dragon, like Needle Fiber, like Anaconda, just a plethora of other cards in the meta right now, which makes Traptrix Trap Hole Nightmare really, really good. So I really like it. I really like this lineup, and I wouldn't really change it very often. Maybe formats, like in future formats, Gravedigger might be at 2, and Traptrix Trap Hole Nightmare might be at 1. But for now in this format, this is the ratio I like, and it's been doing really well. Then for other traps, triple Brigandine. Brigadine's the starter for Euphoria at turn 1 with Sarah and everything. Is just ridiculous, which is really good. Triple Impermanence, because it's a normal trap and it's a hand trap as well, so really, really good. That's just self-explanatory. 2 Sanctum. I only run 2 because you can Traptrick it, and that's completely the only reason why I only run 2, because you can just Traptrick it out easily, so you don't really need 3 at all. But yeah, self-explanatory to lock people out of the extra deck when you're going first. And then 2 Ice Dragon's Prison. Really, really good card. This thing outs so much stuff, and it's just like a hilarious card. I really love it. This thing can out Dragoon and just other problem stuff that's going on during the game. It also can just shut down combos as well, which is really nice. And then 2 Lost Wind for more negation, and it's also a recurable, kind of like impermanence in a way. It's not really an impermanence, but it's recurable, which is nice, and it can also have the opponent's attack and permanently negate it, which also puts them in Utopia double range, which is really, really good. And then 2 Torrential Tribute, because it's a board wipe and it's a normal trap, and your Traptrix Sarah is unaffected by traps, so it'll stay there, which is really good. And if you have Dragoon out as well, that thing won't get destroyed either, because it can't be destroyed by card effects. And then lastly, for the main deck, 1 Traptrick to help get out some of your 2 of normal traps. You only need 1. More than 1 has been cloggy as heck. I don't think more than 1 is needed in this deck. It's just like if you run 2, it just gets cloggy in my opinion. So only the 1 is nice, and you've only never needed 1 anyway in most of my games anyway. So yeah, only 1 Traptrick is needed. And then next onto the extra deck, mandatory. You run 3 Sarah, because Sarah is the bread and butter of the deck, and you should never run any less. You just need 3. There are so many times where you need the 3rd one in some games when you get into a big grind match. So yeah, 3 Sarah is perfect. You never cut this down at all. You should always have it at 3. Then to Underlink monsters, 1 Link Spider, because this helps go into Dragoon combo if you want to go that early game for some reason. You can use the Brigandine as material for this, because Brigandine is a normal monster, so perfect like material for Link Spider. And yeah, it's only there for like early game Dragoon combo if I wanted to go into that. 1 Pentastag to help make your Utopia double get piercing, so not much needs to be said about that. 1 Anaconda, because we're going to be using that to go into our Dragoon, so self-explanatory. Dragoon just too good of a card. And then Xyz-wise, 1 Rafflesia and 1 Illuminous. Rafflesia's gotten really, really good post Eternity Code when Gravedigger Trap Hole came out, and just in general just been a better card for the deck, which is nice. And Illuminous is really good to help revive some of your Traptrix monsters, and helps during the grind game as well to help get extra like pops with Mermelio, or just get an extra trap hole set off of the Dionea if you revive that. So really, really versatile card, and I really like it. And then next, the 1 Utopia double, and then the 1 Utopia, obviously because this is one of your win conditions, just helps you win games where you shouldn't win. And then the 1 Tornado Dragon to help back row matchups. 1 Burguska, because this can help against other road decks, and just is also a really, really good card. And then the 1 Abyss Dweller to help against graveyard matchups. And then the 1 Stardust Dragon. Now, you're probably wondering, why is there a Stardust Dragon in here? Well, because I run Starlight Road in the side deck, and so that's why Stardust Dragon is in here. So, speaking of side deck, let's just get right into that quick. So 2 Nibiru. I only run 2 because I just try to fit as much good stuff in this side deck as I could. So 2 Nibiru is just fine. Sometimes you might have trouble out in the token, but the tokens usually that has not been a problem for me, which is nice. 2 Lancia. This has been in and out. I used to have Cosmics in this thing's place. Looking back at it, I should have probably kept the Cosmics in there. So you can take this out for Cosmic Cyclone if you want it. I just wanted the thing to help against Dinosaur, and yeah, Lancia was the best pick for that. Then 2 DD Crow, because DD Crow is pretty good in some matchups as well. Triple Evenly Matched to help against like other back row matchups, and just in general is a really good card. Triple Judgment if you're going first. Double Starlight Road because of just Harpy's Feather Duster being a thing, Lightning Storm being a thing, Twin Twisters being a thing, just so many back row hate cards being a thing in this format. So Starlight Road is just good because hey, it negates some of those, and then it can give you out a Stardust, which is also a negate as well. So really, really good. And then the last card in the side deck is the one extra Gravedigger's Trap Hole, just because there are some matchups where you might need it more, like where you need more than one Gravedigger's Trap Hole. So, and also it's good during time as well if you're going to game 3, because if they like screw up and like activate something in hand or grave, and you have this set or have a Refleesa up, you can punish them for that, and then they're already down 2,000 life points when time's approaching, which is kind of hilarious. So. And yeah, that's it for the video. I hope you guys all enjoyed this. I've been really having fun with Traptrix lately. This is probably my favorite list I have put together for them in a long time, so that's really good. And yeah, Traptrix are a really underrated deck. Very good control deck in the right hands, and can do a lot of damage in any local scene if time is put into them. And yeah, it's a really, really fun deck. So. And yeah, I hope you guys all enjoy this again. If you guys have any questions about the deck, leave it down in the comment section below. And yeah, leave a like, comment, definitely subscribe. We should see you guys in the next video. Have a nice day.